Hello friends, today I am going to show you how to prepare home lab in VMware Workstation. Before going to this, we need to check the hardware requirements. First, we need to enable virtualization support in the BIOS and 60 GB RAM and 500 GB of 2.0 GHz processor. Okay, go to the BIOS by pressing F2 and enable the VT. We have VT technology, virtualization enable, or we have VT. I already enabled this. You can see in my task manager virtualization enabled, and you have to use 64-bit operating system on local laptop. And You can see here my 64 2.0 GHz processor. And let's see step by step one. I already we need you but better you need to use vmware workstation 11 for not getting any errors. So I'm using windows on server as a active directory and san 2007 and ip address 0.1 2082 and exi 234 and primary dns 0. So let's see step by step installation. First you need to install vmware workstation 11. Why? Because it is very compatible. We open the vmware workstation, so click right click, press yes. It will be click next. I accept. Next, select typical and press set and check the box. Next and next, under next install. It will install within 5 minutes. We successfully install the VMware Workstation 11. Okay. First we need to install vSXi 5.1 with 2 GB and 40 GB hard disk, and we need to install the same also. Right, new VM. So next, select the VMware hypervisor. If you don't have the ESXi, I will share the FTP of my details. Select the OS VMware where you use. You need to install the ESXi XI1. Okay, next, assign the 2 GB. Yes, 2G. Press install. So again you have to install the same OS for the ESXi2. Why? Because we need to have practice all. If you want to practice all the VMware topics, we need to install minimum. We need to have minimum 2 hosts. 2 hosts, right? Press ESXi2. Press next, customize 2 GB. Press OK. Press OK. So simultaneously I'm installing both 2 OSs. So it will ask for that. Here I am moving to the other one. Press F11, accept and continue. It will just scan the system and press up enter, and I am selecting not no password. Just pressing enter. Press F to install. Accept F11. Simultaneously I am selecting the both EXSA. That's why I am getting double options. F1 enter, enter. It will restarting. So successfully we have installed 2 ESXi in VMware Workstation. So right now I configure the ESXi with our IP address and the login. Select the IP address and select the 110.10.0.3. Why? Because I am giving the gateway of Active Directory. Here I need to gateway 1.1. Here host name I am giving ESXi 1. Do the same asha.com. Here you need to either suffix with the custom domain name. Press OK. Do the same for the ESXi 2 with IP address minimum 4. Let's see that how to do that. shift to another ESXi, press F2. Now password is there. So go to the management network, select the IP address. Here you need to enter 4 address. I'm give later I have changed that. Here you have to give the 4. So I have you already configured both the access with 2. So you need to restart the both OS, and I'm shut down. Why? Because no need to have now. Why? Because we need to install other OSs, right? So I'm close shutting the both ESXi 2. We have closed it. So for understanding purpose, I am changing the name ESXi 1 and ESXi 2, and for easy labeling. Up to now I successfully. Now what I have to do is the install 2012 R2 voice with and we have to make it as a DC domain controller, and we have to install the Active Directory in that. Select the OS, click browse, select the 2012 OS and the no standard edition, click next. Yes, so browse the hard disk where you need to install that 2012. Next, next, finish. So this I'm skip processing the first processor. What's up? So I already installed so I successfully installed the VMware Workstation, Windows VA Server 2012 and VMware tools. Whenever we install the VMware tools, we need to restart the system. I'm configuring the Active Directory with the IP address. Before installing, we need to configure the IP address 10.10.1. I'm giving 10.1. 225.0. I'm giving the same as a default gateway. I'm giving the primary address with the IP address same way. Why? Because this is the host Active Directory, right? So we have to give the we have other the all the voice we have they have to work under this Active Directory only. So advanced here I am changing the my computer name for under easy understanding. Change the computer, change DC. Why? Because I am making it in the DC. So no problem. Restart. No problem. Restart. Why? Because anytime we change the IP address, we need to log in with the domain administrator, log in with the local administrator in the and the which system we are going to make Active Directory. Why? Because without user account we cannot install the Active Directory. Go to manage, add roles, next, next, next. Select the Active Directory and domain services, add services, next, click next, next, install. So it will install. So select the wizard and promote this domain directory. Select add new forest. Here I am giving my domain harsha.com. Select next. Here I am keeping the Windows 8 R2 functional level and the function forest function level, and type the password. Next, next it will all the check the prerequisites when which successfully pass all the prerequisites to install Active Directory. So restart the system. Login with the domain administrator there asha.com. Now I am installing 2008 R2 system. Select standard, press next. Yes for because we need to install vCenter server in member server only. After using correct 80 GB or 100 GB. So we have installed the operating to the net R2 system. Assign the IP address for that. So here we have to give uh, we make it as a DC1. We have to give the IP address of 2. Same. We have to give the gateway of what we have given to the Active Directory 1. Same the primary DNS 1 as we have given the same details in the DC only. The details we have to enter in this. So we have given the IP and we are installing the VMware tools. Is whenever we install the system in the workstation, it automatically install the VMware tools and it will restart. So go to the Windows Server 2012 with the DC and turn off the firewall, domain firewall and public and private firewall. Why? Because it will by default it will block the ping reply. So before going to that, we need to check the communication before between the DC and member server. Same thing we need to off the firewall in the member server also. Now check the communication from the DC to member server by pinging. Ping IP address. So yes, we successfully have the connection with member server. Now go to my computer and properties and change settings, change and select the dot. Change the name. Why? Because we have installing vCenter. That's why we rename it as a vCenter. And restart the PC. I have restarted and go to change settings, change and click domain and give asha.com. Press OK. Type the administrator of the asha.com. And press OK. You get successfully prompted messages. Press OK. OK. Again, we need to restart the system. The main default of this is whatever we do in the Windows system, we need to restart for updation. So we successfully shut down the PC member server, but because we have to install the active member vCenter. Before going to that, we need to install vSphere clients. It's nothing, just simple tools, these two. But now we are going to install vCenter server in member server. Before going to do that, we need to check the RAM. For that minimum we have to have for 8 GB. So assign the 8 GB. After installation get completed of vCenter, we can decrease to 4 GB. And minimum we need to have 4 cores, two processor per core. So total we have 4 cores assigned. And again the press on the DC and ADC login in the member server as a domain controller, domain admin means administrator at the rate asha.com and the password. We need to log in, or if we want to install the vCenter in the member server, we have to log in with the domain controller only. So we have logged the member server as the domain controller, domain controller. So we have already installed Windows. That's why we getting full screen, and we need to install .NET 3.5. Okay? Why? Because no need to. We already have the static IP. Means assigned IP. Static means nothing but IP. vCenter name is also there. Joining the domain already installed tools. I already log in the domain administrator. So we successfully mounted all the system should be meaningful. So whenever we have difficult names, it will be difficult to get resolved. So I already changed it to the vCenter. So now go to the, we have to mount the image settings, select the CD DVD and select the vCenter image 5.1, see 5.5. So go to the computer and get refresh. So already we have get that. So right click and press install. Go to the my computer, go to the my computer and select the area and click install. Double click on that, click install program. So it will give the wizard. Click install. We are going to install in simple method. Why? Because it will not ask the password for every time. So after 15 minutes or it will prompt the error. Select the backups, click next, click next. So type the administrator. What with a single sign-on server only, we have to take care of this password. Remember what you are giving. Otherwise, again we have to install this vCenter and we have to install again. Take care of this. Select next. HTTP single sign-on. Next, next. So minimum it will take 20 minutes time for that, but I am speeding up the process. Select next. Now we center in the evolution mode. Click next. No, we don't have engine database. Click next, next, next. Install. So it will give in the 15 minutes wizard. Before going to, don't confuse her, either it's running, go to the task manager and open that. It will show you whether the script is running or not. So click next, install. So it will installing 2008 Express Instant Database. Up to it will support 5 host to the vCenter to add. Click install. Click, we successfully install. We like this we get a message. Click finish. We like this we get the welcome message. I am closing that. Go to services.msc and check the services are running or not. Why? Because in the 2008 R system, vCenter servers are kept as automatic delayed. So we need to check the services running or not. Check the VMware vCenter, infrastructure, virtual center, infrastructure services. Select all the see the services all the running or not in status messages. Okay, click the close. Now we have to install clients for VMware 5.1 and along with 5.5. So we successfully install vCenter also. Now I am opening, copy the to the files of vSphere clients 5.1 and 5.5. I am pasting into the vCenter server. Why? Because from vCenter server only we are accessing that. So please install both. First install 5.1 and 5.5. Anything, install both versions. Why? Because we need to manage 5. We are using installing 5.5 vCenter and we have installed 5.5 one ESXi server. So we need to manage the both. For that purpose, we have installed both vSphere clients. Accept. Next, next, next. Finish. This is very easy. No need to work hard. Very that. Just like Windows, and in Windows, we have next finish. So we already up to now all installations we get completed. When vCenter is completed, vSphere client is completed, Active Directory is completed. Up to now all the installations get completed. Now we have to see the communications between the servers and the ESS servers. We already given the IP address and already check the communication when adding the directory. I'm closing that. Press F. Go. So we am shutting the vCenter server. Why? Because we already given the 8 GB, so we have to decrease that. Go to file server. Why? Because we are already that we make it as 2012 as a domain controller, and we have installed Active Directory in that. Now we have become to making it as active iSCSI SAN database. So install iSCSI and select the iSCSI server. Click next. Install. In the file servers in the iSCSI, we need to select the initiator and select the hard disk. Get refresh. It will show that. And we are creating virtual hard disk by using the local. Create one name, shared LAN. Next, to I want to export 40 GB LAN to the ESXi. Click next. Next, give the name. Yes, yes. So we are already given, but for whom we have to export that, we have to give the IP address. We can export the same LAN to the another XP address. I will show you in the next in the next 4 minutes. So we have created LAN with 40 GB and we export to 10.3. We can export the same that to the another LAN also 10.04. So we have 40 given 40 GB and we have exported to the 2 ESXi servers. So on that, select the 2 GB for 2 GB, and we have also given Active Directory for 2 GB, and vCenter decrease the 8 GB to 4 GB. Why? Because we already installed, no need to put the AA. Why? Because we have limited RAM, right? So make sure all the on ESS servers, Active Directories, and all this power on all the ESXis and the Active Directory and member servers. So already in VNG open. So open the vSphere client and select the what IP address where you install vCenter. I have given this IP only. Press to IP and that the default username is administrator at that vsphere.local. Click next. Okay. So we successfully log in the ESXi 1. So we successfully log in into ESXi, second ESXi 4. Yes, successfully log in. So now we have to log in the ESXi, vCenter. So to address administrator at the rate of vsphere local dot vsphere dot local. This is the default username of vCenter 5.5, and the type the password of what we have assigned in the time of installation. Sorry, something is went wrong, and again I am typing administrator at the rate of vsphere dot local. So why? Because it will take time to log. So we successfully log in into the vCenter server. Now what we have to do is to manage multiple ESXi, we need to create the data centers, and we need to add the host into the data centers. I am logging into the root ignore. When I create the data center, for easy purpose I am creating in the name of Hyderabad for India understanding. Select the data center and right click and add host. So select the IP address 10.0.0.3 and select the root, and I don't have the password. So click next, enter, enter. That's it. We have successfully added one host to the data center, and we have to add another host. Select the data center, not the other. Click host, add host, type the IP address, select the root, yes, next, finish. So we have added two hosts to the one data center. The other time it will the vCenter agent is installing at the host to get the attached to the vCenter. So now we have added the two data center. Now we need to add the storage devices what we have assigned to the Windows Server 2012. Before going to that, we need to assign software adapter to detect that IP. So we need to enable the software adapter. Now we have enabled that. So it will take time to whether the process in progress. Select the adapter, go to properties and go to dynamic discovery and click add. Here you need to give the iSCSI update where you install the iSCSI server. Click OK and click close. OK and press S. It will detect the path devices. So here I have connected successfully. Go to the storage and add storage and refresh. You can refresh all, no problem, and add the storage. Add storage. Here the what LANs will get exposed. Click next. Here we need to give the name of what the means. Just give the database to recognize that. Click next. Successfully added. Now we have to add the same thing to the ESXi too. Why? Because we have exposed the same LAN to the both ESXi. Click add adapter. OK. After initializing, click adapter, dynamic discovery, add IP address of the iSCSI server. OK. Press OK and scan. Here you can say 00 we have, right? At the same time we will get one connected, one path, and go to storage and just refresh that. Why? Because already we formatted that same LAN. So there after getting refresh you will get that turn white to normal. Okay, we have successfully configured the VMware lab in VMware Workstation. If you have any doubts, comment in the box in the video description. Thanks for watching this.